sometimes this stuff just writes itself, I tell you. Today we're going to talk about how the internet's a real funny place. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Liston channel. We are in the Big Liston basement, and we have a video for you this week. You will see later in the video, I'll reintroduce the date again, but it's the 22nd of December, Wednesday, so 2 days before Christmas Eve, and this is where we're cutting off this video. Couple reasons. First one, this is where the sales are going to definitely die down for the month for a lot of folks, unless you're offering overnight shipping or something like that. You will still maintain some sort of shipping levels throughout the remainder of the month, simply because people celebrate their holidays throughout the end of the month, even the beginning of January in some cases, especially when you have multiple family gatherings, that sort of good stuff, or depending on the holiday you celebrate. But with that being said, for my purposes, this has been a really wild month. It's been really tough here in our house, and yeah, I'll talk a little bit about it through the video, and maybe in at the very end we'll talk a little bit more. But good stuff for you this week. We're gonna show you what's sold. We're gonna also talk a little just about what it's like just making social media now. This is something really new for me. Now it's kind of like the Wild West out there. Yeah, just a lot of good stuff. So let's get started and take a look at what's sold. Hey everyone, it's Thursday, December 16th. We had a sale overnight, so we're gonna pack it up so we can go out today. Right over here in 817, sold the shower curtain. Got this for free off of a Buy Nothing page. Sold it for $40 plus calculated shipping. What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday, December 16th. 2 sales today. Let's take a look. First one, A5. So what we sold is this reindeer car costume. It's brand new, sealed. Retail was 15 bucks. Sold it for $12 plus shipping. And second one up is going to be an A10. We got this guy that's already prepackaged. It's a Pier 1 Imports Santa mug from last Christmas. This guy's going to be shipping out priority mail. So this is how I mark it when I prepackage. Pier 1 Santa, 1 pound 4 ounces, 6 by 6 by 6 box. That way I know exactly what I'm looking for when I go in my storage bin. What's going on, everybody? It is Saturday, December 18th. We had 2 sales last night. I'm getting them packed up this morning to go out today. I know I normally show what bin they're in. However, I'm actually getting some help from my mom, so shout out to my mom, with pulling all of my items because I have a fractured rib and some torn muscles in that rib cage, and I just can't really move around the boxes and do a bunch of stuff. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to drag her through the rigmarole of showing what bins they're in, so I'm just going to show you the items and where they came from. First up is this Curious George metal lunchbox. Kind of small. It's metal, tin, something like that. Sold for $5 plus shipping. This was down in $8.12. It's been listed for a couple months. I always talk about how the small sales make or break your month, so I'm always happy with a $5 or $10 sale, especially when it's something like this where it's really easy to pack and ship. And then I sold this giant 20-inch Squishmallow. This guy sold for $55, free shipping. I have $10 into him. And this is gonna go in a box. I normally ship this stuff in a poly bag, but it's so big I'd have to piece together poly bags, and I just don't like how that would present showing up to the customer, so it's going to go into a box and ship out that way. Who's ready for the mid-video rant? I really gotta fix this light bulb back here so it's not just like lighting up my head somehow or peeking out at you guys. Anyway, as we get into, I know it's not really supposed to be a rant, but I know that in the last few videos we've taken some time in the middle, maybe a couple times, where we talk about a particular subject for a couple minutes, and I really hope everybody finds that beneficial. If it's not evident enough already, I don't plan how these videos are gonna go beyond knowing that I'm gonna show you what's sold. And that when the holidays are through and I have a little more time to be strategically creating the videos and piecing together everything, and I'm not dealing with all sorts of like stuff outside of eBay, I'm gonna get back to the time-lapse shipping videos because I really enjoyed how they broke everything up. But outside of that, I don't plan any of this because I don't know what my week is gonna hold, or the few days between videos for that matter, if they're a little bit closer. But sometimes this stuff just writes itself, I tell you. Today we're gonna talk about how the internet's a real funny place. And, things that I have just recently started experiencing from doing things like YouTube, but actually YouTube's been fantastic. But the internet's a real funny place. And it really highlights things, especially social media for that matter, really highlights just how crazy this whole thing is that we're doing, beyond the reselling. and the interpretation of things. You know, something that I find really important to be exhibiting in the TikToks that I post is the impact of life on your reselling business. Because like I said already, the internet's a really funny place. It has this interesting way of unknowingly persuading you, and maybe it is knowingly because of the algorithms that are developed, but persuading you and myself to only post the highs. Here's family, here's friends, here's the concert I went to, here's the movie I just saw, here's the big party we just threw, somebody got married, here's a new baby. And I know that this is kind of talking about highs and lows and all sorts of stuff, but it really comes into this here. And I think it's important to talk about because your reselling business at face value is, well, you get out of it what you put into it. You got to list consistently and you got to ship on time and keep sourcing so you have stuff to keep listing consistently. And logistically, yeah, it's super simple. But at the end of the day, all the external factors in your life are what really comes in and impacts that reselling business or whatever business you're working on. I'm just speaking to reselling because that's what we talk about right here. For instance, like, you know, last Monday, I was actually off all last week. Last Monday, my wife had surgery. You know, Monday night we were here. I'd been having a tough time, and out of nowhere, I was experiencing terrible rib pain. Turns out that I tore some muscles in my rib cage. I fractured one of my ribs. That's part of life, and now it's really hard for me to list because I can't like be sitting too long and leaning into the tent and moving and taking pictures. I'm on a 10-pound weight restriction until the rib heals. Not that a lot of the stuff that I sell is over 10 pounds, but I can't really move around the boxes too easy. So, you know, that's a big external thing that impacts my reselling business. Or how about if you have a sick kid or you're working some overtime at your full-time job or you picked up some extra shifts, maybe you're a part-timer, maybe you're a host or hostess at a restaurant. I don't know your situation, but there's a billion of them out there that can have a dampening effect on your ability to consistently list. And if you're not consistently listing, it's hard to get those consistent sales. We know this. And so the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I'm going to make a more concerted effort starting up, especially in this new year, to not just examine the highs. Obviously, we're going to cover what's sold. Obviously, we're going to show like, hey, I found this great stuff at the garage sale. But I want to try to commit time to the losses as well as the wins. I'm not saying that if there's 10 minutes of positive, we're going to have 10 minutes of negative. All I'm saying is that if I'm going to spend, you know, a couple minutes, say 2-3 minutes talking about all the great finds I found at a garage sale, but then something prevented me from listing that day or 2 days in a row or we had no sales, I'm going to spend 2 or 3 minutes talking about that low as well, because that's a low. And we need to acknowledge that there are lows in the business. There's nothing wrong with it. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, December 20th. We had a sale. We're going to pull it and also show you the new format that I have with my storage bins. I'm currently on a 10-pound weight restriction, so they're laid out a little bit differently so I can more easily empty out certain bins and move them around if I have to. So let's take a look. All right, so here's the layout. We got A1 through A8. We got our plush along the back as usual. And then we have A9 through A20. Today's sales in A12. And here's what's sold. This is a Nokia color cover. It is a midnight green. It looks black in this, but it is actually a very, very deep green. Sent out an offer to a buyer because I wanted to go away. This went out for $3.80, so $3.80 plus $5 shipping. I'm gonna throw a little layer of bubble wrap around it and send it out in a padded bubble mailer. We will be all good to go. What's up, everybody? We are about 14 hours, 15 hours after we recorded this morning. We got a couple more sales here, so we're gonna pull them and take a closer look. Let's go. So we're gonna be taking a look right over here in A2, and as you can see, we're in our new format here. So this Frosty the Snowman plush, it comes in the original bag with the instructions. It's tested, it's working. It sings a song. It's all sorts of cute. And 'tis the season to sell Frosty the Snowman. This guy sold for $15 plus $10 shipping. Last but certainly not least is in C. Buyer bought this tie-dyed Build-A-Bear plush. It has one of those sound pucks in the hand that does not work. Again, I don't know if it's just a battery problem or if it's broke. This is totally disclosed in the description. This is a really cool one though, very colorful. regardless of the hand working or not. Anybody who's up for something super colorful and tie-dye, I'm sure will love this bear. This goes over $7, but calculated shipping. So the buyer's in over $10, almost $11 on shipping itself. So I think it was a total of like $17.95 out the door. Awesome sale. Happy to send out. This will still go in a poly bag to go out. I'll just put a little extra bubble wrap around the hand here where that puck is, just in case it does work and it's just a battery issue. I gotta tell you, you know, I love the big sales and I'm not gonna let go of the big sales, but I really hope that I can get this store to a place where I can be more choosy with the stuff that I decide to sell. You know, I like selling everything. That's awesome. But I would really like to shift this all into like stuffed animals and stuff that sells like $20 and up. I think that'd be super cool one day to get good enough at this, because I really think that that would take a lot of skill. And I would also need the capital to be paying up for some items that are going to sell that way. But it's just like a little secret, I guess not so secret now that I'm sharing with all of you, but little secret hope of mine for the future that maybe I could shift it that direction. So I want to jump in and talk about something else here. So some of the videos I've been posting on the other app over on TikTok have been a lot about shipping recently. You know, I sent out that Squishmallow and I broke even on that. I could have done a lot better on the shipping, but I only really use USPS, the United States Postal Service. Why? It's super convenient. I can take those packages, I can schedule a pickup, and I can throw them right on my front porch. I don't have to dedicate the time, the gas, the mileage to get to the post office, schedule that into my day. It's just too convenient for me to not take advantage right now. So that's what I'm doing. But it doesn't mean there's not other ways for me to save. So for instance, one thing I could have done rather than just using the eBay labels, I could have printed on pirate ship and saved myself probably a few bucks. But instead it cost me $35 in shipping to get it out. I broke even on the item, so I made back the money I put into it. I didn't lose anything, but I definitely could have made more. That's a mistake. I made it, you know, there's misses. That's part of business. But, you know, again, there's learning curves and everything. And so I want to really point this out because a lot of the stuff I sell is kind of small. And even if it's not like small, it's big enough to fit in a pretty standard size box, USPS or otherwise. I purchase boxes. I purposely go out of my way to buy 6x6x6 boxes, 9x6x4, 9x6x6, 10x8x6, 12x10x8. And I have found that those that I purchase, I go through 25 of each every 30 to 60 days. And they're super beneficial and it's worth the cost because it makes that shipping that much easier. At some point, I really want to do, typically don't like this phrase, but like a deep dive on shipping boxes. I know pretty much every eBay YouTuber, reseller out there does one of these, but you know, I want to put my flavor on it, talk about my opinions of them. You know, because everybody has the ones that they gravitate towards more. You know, I use certain boxes way more than I ever expected I would, and a lot more than other resellers claim that they use them, which I'm surprised by. Whatever the shipping method that you're using, and I'm saying this in the meantime before we get to actually doing the deep dive on shipping supplies, shipping boxes, all that good stuff. This will be future video sometime, but whatever your method is, good for you. Keep doing what you're doing. If it costs you a couple extra bucks, but you get to throw your packages right out on your front porch because it's just so convenient, awesome. If you like driving out to UPS or FedEx or whatever your desired method is, good for you too. I want you to be happy with what you're doing with your business. Whether it's making a couple bucks more or a couple bucks less for your shipping method, that shouldn't be the deal breaker for you. If it is, then you're buying the wrong items consistently. But that's a different conversation to have. In the meantime, do your business how you're comfortable with it and how you want to do it, because you need to be happy at the end of the day with your results. And if you can wrap your head around it, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, December 21st. Got a sale today. Still on the earlier side of the evening. It's only about 6 o'clock, but I decided I'll pull this and pack it up now. So let's take a look. Gonna be going into A4. So pretty awesome sale here. I actually got this for free at a random storage unit sale, I guess it was. This was the last time I went out garage sailing for the season. I drove past the sign, turned around and said, well, let's give it one more try, because I was striking out left and right. Came across this guy. Again, free. Disc itself is in great condition. The outside of the case has a little bit of wear on it just from storage. This guy sold for like 15 bucks plus shipping. Pretty awesome. So, yeah, after taxes, fees, all that good stuff, 100% profit. So, wonderful, wonderful stuff. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, December 22nd. We got a sale today, so let's take a look right over here in A8. So here's what we sold. This is a Proactive Green Tea Moisturizer. It's brand new in the box, never used. Got this for free. Love some free stuff. Sold for $10 plus calculated shipping. This will go in a box. You know, it's in a box. This is a flimsy box, so I cannot put it in a padded poly bubble mailer. Otherwise, it will get crushed and the customer will not be happy with me. So this will likely go in a 6x6x6 box, because I believe that is the smallest box I currently have, even though this could easily fit in like a 4x4x4, which I do not have. So, gonna box it up, send it on out. I also just want to note that I feel like I could create an ad with doing this like proactive thing. Like they're like, all right, so that's the video for the week. I don't know if you guys have gathered this yet, but it's been pretty crazy around here. There's a lot of editing going on here, simply because I keep making these faces every time I have to cough or move funny or whatever, and it's important to me to not be putting a ton of that out here. So it's even more evident over on the TikTok channel, just because you can really cut together a lot of your videos with a lot of like mini videos if you just let your finger off the little record button. And I do a lot of that because I don't want to be making funny faces. But yeah, you know, beyond that, sales haven't been what we expected them to this month, but you know, it's kind of hard to expect them to be really good when you're dealing with a lot outside of your eBay store. And I know I talk a lot about that in this video. I know there's a lot of talking in this, not as much what's sold as normal, but I think that's okay. I think that's really beneficial, and I hope you guys find that beneficial. You know, if you're really enjoying what you're seeing, please do subscribe to the channel. I don't want to like litter this with tons of like and subscribe and all like the cliche smash the like buttons. And listen, if you like it, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. That's good feedback too. But if you're really enjoying what you're seeing, if you're learning something here, hit subscribe. I go through stuff like this every single video. We talk about it every time, whether it's what's sold, whether it's a little bit of a rant about something going on. It's all really beneficial. And even if you're brand new, not just to this channel, but to reselling, you'll start piecing these things together that I'm talking about, and we'll put it together. And if you have an idea of something that you could really use me talking about, leave it down in the comments. Seriously, let me know. And if you don't follow me over on TikTok, but you're on the app, go check it out. Still a big listing over there, so you'll be able to find me. Anyway, hope everybody has some great sales coming up over these next handful of days, and we will see you all very, very soon.